Okay, we're gonna start with our first home video. We're starting with chapter 10, section 1. This starts on 595 in the book, and multiplying powers with the same base. So when we're looking at an exponent, we're gonna have a number and our exponent. This is considered our base. This is considered our exponent. When we're looking at multiplying them, we're going to have two different exponents here, sometimes with the same exponent, sometimes with different, but what we're trying to find is similar bases. So since we have a base of 3 here and a base of 3 here, we can multiply those two numbers. 3 to the x would mean that we have 3 multiplied by itself x number of times. 3 to the y would again be 3 multiplied by itself, but a y number of times. So when I want to multiply these together, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my base, and here we have x exponents, here we have y exponents, so all we have to do is add our exponents. If I had two different bases, let's say 4 to the x times 5 to the y, since their bases are not the same, we're not going to be able to simplify, and this would be your most simplified answer for that. So let's take a look when we have numbers for our exponents. So if I have 3, now instead of to the x, I say to the 3rd power, and I multiply this by the same base, 3, to the 4th power. This is 3 times 3 times 3, that's my first set. This would be 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. When I'm multiplying them all together, I see that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 3's, which is the same as 3 to the 3rd plus 4 is 3 to the 7th. So if I'm using not a number here for my base, so instead of using 3, maybe I use x, but I have a number exponent times x with another number exponent. I'd have a group of 4 x's here for this one, and a group of 6 x's here. And then I can see all together, I have, x to the 4th plus 6 more is x to the 10th. Now, if we want to have a problem that has coefficients in the front, so there's a number value, let's get rid of this one. There's a number value in front, maybe 2x to the 4th times 4x to the 3rd. This is the same as 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3 x's. Here's my x to the 4th. Here's my x to the 3rd. I can rearrange multiplication and put my coefficients together, this 2 and this 4. I still have my 4x's here and my 3x's here. We can put 2 and 4 together. 2 times 4 is 8. And then I see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 4 plus 3. So 8x to the 7th. If I'm given a negative exponent value, it's still going to work the same way. So maybe 2 to the 4th times 2 squared. Since they have the same base here, I can still add my exponents. Negative 4 plus 2. Negative 4 plus 2 would give us negative 2, and that would be my simplified answer. This one you can actually put in a calculator and get a number value, but when you're just simplifying exponents, you can leave it like that. Now, if we want to look at ones that have your exponent is a fraction. Let's say I have x to the 2/3 plus x to the, oops, not plus, multiplied. X to the 2/3 times x to the 1/3. Same rules apply. We're going to add our exponents. This would be x to the 3/3, which simplifies to x to the first power. But what happens if I have fractions that don't have the same base? So maybe x to the 2/3 or n to the 2/3 times n to the 1/6. Same base, both have exponents. We need to add our exponents plus 1/6. But when we have fractions that don't have the same base, they don't have the same denominator, 3 and 6, we're going to have to use our lowest common denominator to add those exponents. So if I'm looking for, how do I add 2/3 and 1/6? This has a 3 on the bottom, this has a 6 on the bottom, so we're going to need to set those up so they have the same number. I know 3 can just be multiplied by 2 to be 6. So what I'm going to do is multiply both the top and the bottom by 2, so that this one is now 4/6. This one is now 1/6. Since they have the same base or same denominator, we can just add across the top 5 to the 6. So you'll see example problems on that when you get to page 602. So we're still just adding the same base, but there's a little extra step when it comes to fractions. So I hope that you guys will give me some feedback on this, if this is working or not. I'll send out problems and I'll get as many videos out as I can so that you guys can work at your pace. Email me or comment or DM and we'll try and make this work from home. Okay, have fun.